All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of, I guess we're going to call it Market Check, but truthfully, we're going to be just going through charts, talking markets, everything in between. Hope you guys are excited for everything that we're going to produce. And if you have any questions or any charts that you want us to look at, just drop a comment in the YouTube section right next to us. I'm Tommy Snorlax, as you also know me, joined by Max, Tucker, and Will. I'm pretty excited to have a conversation today about the market. If the pre-call or before the call is any indication, I think we're all pretty excited about the current state of the market. Well, to an extent, you wish Bitcoin would kind of do something. You wish crypto would kind of show any signs of life. That continues to be a prevailing theme that we're seeing is, equities just absolutely ripping higher. ES trading over 430s. Qs ripped yesterday. I get, oh my God, Qs are at 357 right now. I personally think they can go all the way up to 370, 380 before we see, any significant pullback. And even then, can pull back pretty significantly without even breaking, the bullish trend. So yeah, I mean, the picture is a completely different one than the one that we kind of had painted for us heading into the year, heading into the end of last year, where many were expecting a recession. And here we are. Markets are green, equities are ripping, but my favorite market, and for some of us, I know I'm not the only one in saying that it's our favorite market. It's just kind of limp. It's kind of dead. You hope that we can get some meaningful volatility in Bitcoin and crypto that, kind of reward the people who have consistently stuck around that asset class, even through, this underperformance. Or maybe we're just doomed to be underperformers for the rest of the year. And the real Bitcoin this year is the NASDAQ, which, like I said, just continues to rip higher and higher every single day, as they just incinerate the VIX over and over again. I know Tucker might have some commentary on the VIX later in this show. We can get to that later as well. But I will say one thing that is kind of, piquing my interest as far as the crypto market goes, and really broader markets in general. If my expectation is that equities can probably continue higher, at least probably into the end of Q2, into Q3 likely as well. At some point, you would have to think, hopefully, you would mercifully, that Bitcoin will follow equities. And I think the best indicator that will kind of point towards that is Bitcoin dominance. For those who don't know, Bitcoin dominance reflects the percentage of the market that Bitcoin represents of the total crypto market. And people I have an article coming out about this very subject, as well as Ethereum dominance, that I'm working on finishing up. But I mean, it's very difficult for me to be more bearish on Bitcoin and Ethereum than I am on altcoins. That's kind of been my stance all year, be bearish on alts, but bullish on strength. What are people actually bidding? And you're seeing a lot of reasons for capital to rotate into Bitcoin and into ETH. There's the obvious, whole value argument, money moving out of speculative assets into value like Bitcoin and ETH. Interesting dynamics in the ETH market as well. You see DeFi charts just headed pretty much straight to zero. But those are value adds to Ethereum. So we can kind of increasingly start classifying these two assets similarly, not in terms of what they fundamentally represent and provide, but as far as how the price action will behave in bear markets. These are the two assets that I think that you want to be holding, if you have to have some crypto exposure to the long side. And so back to the topic of Bitcoin dominance. I can share my chart here real quick, because I know we talked about it very, very briefly. I think on Monday or Tuesday.
Yes.
Let me know if that worked, Max.
One moment. There we go. And you are live.
Cool. Yeah. So I circled these because, when we talked about it on Monday, I did talk about my fractal on Bitcoin dominance, has it going at least to 55%. That would be a massive, massive move on Bitcoin. But the reason I have these two things circled right here, because look at the time horizon that Bitcoin dominance saw its most upside. Typically, the reason I follow Bitcoin dominance is because Bitcoin dominance bottoms mark market nukes, because so much money down here has reached into altcoins that we're going to get a correction back into Bitcoin. Alts typically just get hammered when that happens. But this year, there was a divergence in that trend. The biggest pumps in Bitcoin dominance were caused directly from Bitcoin going higher, rather than Bitcoin going lower. And so I ask myself, why would, if I have the base case that this fractal I've had overlaid since the very beginning of the year thinks it's going to go higher, my base case is probably that Bitcoin can go higher again. I'm not sure what exactly is going to drive that. But I do kind of, I trust the system. I trust, my understanding of time. I know there are traders who understand that concept within trading way better than me. Shout out Nexus. But yeah, no, as far as time goes, I mean, this pullback, this complex pullback on Bitcoin and Ethereum has been going on for roughly, I want to say 80 days. It's a pretty long time. It's equivalent to the pullbacks that we've had previously. You would expect some I would say at the very least, if it doesn't go higher, you're going to get some resolution here in the not so distant future. As the fractal shows, we should get some resolution either in June or July. I think that's a very applicable window as far as that goes. But I think this is the most intriguing chart in all of crypto, quite frankly. And if it kind of sets the stage for the moves that we've already had in USD prices when Bitcoin dominance went higher in these cases, then I think it'll pay to be a bull on Bitcoin over the next few months. But that's kind of how I wanted to open the show, guys. I'm gonna open the floor to you guys. Get your any thoughts that you might have on Bitcoin dominance specifically, or about the crypto market in general, and then we can go to equities, because that market is it's a lot more active than Bitcoin and crypto right now.
Yeah, I definitely have some thoughts. So I will say this: it's been a little bit surprising, in my opinion, how in the face of equities just being on an absolute rampage. And I think that I don't use the word rampage lightly. That's literally what's been happening. I mean, equities have been straight up in a straight line. And I mean, we've really been killing it as a group. I know everybody's been playing upside in something, either like small caps, whether, you want to call that a rotation or just a squeeze, or actually playing like the majors. But with Bitcoin, it's like in the face of the SEC FUD, I'm trying to gauge whether it matters or not. Because I also think it's pertinent to disclose those that don't trade, Bitcoin dominance, or don't, aren't super familiar with it. At the exact same time, let's just say hypothetically the Bitcoin market, or let's just say like the crypto asset class has a major pullback, and we see total go like sub 1 trillion or something like that, and like really take a dive down. Actually, what's total at right now? I may have been incorrect. I don't even know what total's at right now. Yeah, it's over a trillion. But let's just say we had like a big pullback. You could see Bitcoin dominance move up if the entire crypto asset class moves down. But it's like at the same time, we know that I think more times than not, we see the opposite, where Bitcoin dominance moves up and it looks really good. So here's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin dominance. It's just like this clean little range. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, we're pressing up against range highs. Like, we are really pressing up against range highs. I'm just because these guys can't see my screen, I'm going to where did it go? Yeah, I'm gonna text these guys my moment here. We gotta work this out. But I'm looking at this thinking, okay, if Bitcoin dominance does break out, it truthfully looks like we have a lot of room up to like upper 50%, like a retest of 57 or something like that. So I look at that and I say, all right, we compound that with Bitcoin having a monthly inefficiency, basically right up here, basically between 30 low 32s and potentially 38. There's certainly a case to be made for significantly higher prices and risk catching a bid, especially because we also have the anticipated Fed pause coming up next week. So we've got CPI on the 13th and FOMC on the 14th, and the question is, it's been priced in at about a 75% probability for about a month now that the Fed's actually going to pause next week. The question is, do we have some juice left in the tank for risk to rally if we do get that Fed pause next week and we get a favorable CPI print? Well, I would lean towards yes. I don't know exactly what it brings about, but I find it hard to imagine that we're going to like have a sustained sell off of a pause. I think that the market will, in its current state, which wants to bid, it will look at that as an opportunity and a catalyst to bid even more. And then, of course, we know Bitcoin has a really tight correlation with TradFi risk on, or in a more general sense, just like it's a high beta sort of proxy for the world to basically just bid risk when it feels like it wants to. Um, the chart says it could for sure go up. It's just my only caveat here is like, is this Binance shit with the SEC? Is it looming? Is it casting a dark cloud overhead where if it weren't there, we would certainly catch that bid. But instead of catching like a sustained bid, we're going to see a huge rotation from all these altcoins that are now deemed securities into Bitcoin. The market will pull back, and Bitcoin dominance will move up, just simply because people are rotating out of alts that have this security label attached to them. But yeah, anyways, those are just some thoughts. I don't know if anybody wants to comment on that, but that's where my head's at with it. I'm just uncertain if it's gonna drag it down at all.
Yeah, I can give some thoughts real quick. If you pop over to my screen, I'll just kind of narrate. But um, yeah, I mean, obviously with Bitcoin dominance, it could go either way, right? We could nuke or we could pump if we see upside there. Which I mean, just looking at the here, I'll make this better. Just looking at the Bitcoin dominance range, right? Like it looks like we want to break out. If we don't, though, I suspect that the money would flow into stables rather than altcoins, if I had to be honest, because just looking at like Tether market cap versus Bitcoin dominance, I'm looking at like, oh, let me just pull up all three. Okay, I'm looking at like this time period, right? Like this, when we nuked right here,
Mm-hmm.
right about here. So Bitcoin dominance peaked, price nuked, and dominant USDT dominance shot to the roof. Right, it wasn't like people were rotating into alts on the way down. Um, Obviously, we didn't really see the same thing on. We don't really see the same thing on pumps. Obviously, people are rotating to ETH and altcoins, but it's hard to speculate whether a Bitcoin dominance pump would lead to higher prices or not. I would say like just let's get rid of this. Just looking at these two, I think like Tommy, you were pointing out, each Bitcoin dominance pump has led to a pump in price so far this year. Obviously, if you go back through history, that's it pumps on pumps or dumps. But I would contend that, I mean, I guess if I was in charge, right, this is what I'd want. I'd want this, I'd want that, and then I'd want that, and I'd still want that, right? Which I think we could get. I think we could get. I think either way, like I think the point in all this is that if you're in crypto, Bitcoin's probably going to be where you want to be, regardless of up or down. Bitcoin and cash, right? Because if Bitcoin does pump hard, it's going to lead the way. It's going to outperform at least until it stops and chops a little bit, right? Once it starts chopping, we could see some alts run, but it's going to lead off the bottom or wherever we are right now, or it's going to dump and it's going to dump the least hard, right? These alts are going to get eviscerated. So if you want to be in crypto and not in stables, the point here is that you're going to want to hold Bitcoin over altcoins, I think, obviously. But
I mean, this could
it,
maybe an easier
it,
way to look at it would be just structuring like a mega pair trade. Then it's kind of zero risk here, assuming that we are correct about Bitcoin dominance moving up. Literally, all you have to do is just buy a bunch of Bitcoin or long a bunch of Bitcoin and then short every single alt that the SEC is cracking down on and just hold it for 2 months. That might be the lowest risk play, but of course, you potentially leave some money on the table by, not just straight up longing the US dollar pair, assuming that we are going to get a breakout.
Yeah, no, definitely. You could definitely structure a pair trade. I don't know how much the lawsuit's gonna affect like individual projects. Like I think it's probably gonna hurt these like Coinbase and Binance more in the short term than these actual projects. Then I think they're just using the projects they named as securities as ammo against the exchanges, who's ultimately who they want to. I don't want to say take down, but like hinder their operations. Which like has been discussed on Twitter and other places, like it's probably gonna take years. So I mean, I think probably most of the token that we saw FUD from the SEC on have probably run their course, unless they come out with some more actions against like those specific tokens. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely do a pair trade with short all long Bitcoin, because it really does look like it wants to break out, and this would be the 52% level I'm looking at. I mean, you get above here, it's easy. Like you
I
I
think
guess
55 to
to
60
make it
is
super
good though.
simple. Yeah. To make it super simple, like something I kind of look at is just like when dominance is up here and when it's down here, like this is when you want to be in Bitcoin, and this is most likely when you want to be in altcoins.
Can
Because
you can you
what you
invert
really want to
can you
do,
invert that chart, Tucker?
yeah.
Hmm.
What does that look like?
It
It
looks
looks
like
like
inverted
BTC.
Bitcoin dominance.
It looks like BTC is what it looks like,
Kind of
honestly.
does. Yeah.
This distribution up here, I mean, let me just
I'm bullish on Bitcoin and ETH. Like I'm very total three is a really good reflection of that. I know Will has talked about it a lot before as well. Total three looks very bearish to me.
look at that. Like just this structure. I mean that, yeah. It looks pretty similar to ETH BTC, and we're seeing Bitcoin dominance about to break down, aka break out. So maybe this could be a little bit of a leading guy here. Maybe we get that. I don't know. Dubious speculation. But yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking there for now. But what do you got, Will?
I've been trying to figure out where, how, or when the speculated MetaMask token will come out. Right now, it's a speculation, but
It's not coming.
doing a lot of
It's not
digging.
coming. I wish it was, but I don't think it's coming.
I can I mean I've heard that, but man, I'm telling you, if you dig into what they're doing, it only makes sense for them to come out with a token. Because like what they're doing is actually pretty crazy. Like they're involved with Unity Engine. They're working on Web3 development for gaming and stuff like that, and providing SDKs and stuff like that for devs. So like they're doing a lot of things. I would only think that they would want to monetize it somehow, some way, and I would think that they would want to do that through a token. So I don't know if share screen on my end, but this is kind of one of the things I was looking at right here. But they're working directly with Unity on Web3 gaming. Um, creating basically an area where devs can create games and stuff like that through MetaMask, which is pretty crazy. So it's like they're trying to branch outside of their, I guess, their comfortability of just being a wallet and providing more to the space, which would make me think that they would want to monetize on that somehow. Um, that's why I'm kind of like digging through the weeds on that. Another thing too that I was looking at, and this is why I'm really heavy on Unity right now. Like this is why I brought it up the other day. This is why we talked about it, the Giga Chat and everything like that. But Altera is also involved with them. So this one right here is another project that's involved with them. I mean, they're so deep in the weeds when it comes to crypto. It's not even funny. So here's the Altera Web3 gaming with Unity setup right here. There's also another one right here that I have for Web3 gaming, which actually is GameFi. GameFi is another one that's involved with Unity specifically. So what this does for me with these cryptos is it makes me more confident in the projects. The fact that Unity is willing to work with them and develop with them and allow them to use their platform to develop the tools they need to be able to make the crypto projects and NFTs that they're making. So from an FA standpoint, like this makes me really bullish on Unity. It makes me think that Unity itself is really trying to front run the Web3 gaming space from a whole. And I think like it's not something that people should really fade. There's just a lot going on here. When you look at it from the aspect of like what Unity is trying to develop. So I'm pretty big on this. Just still kind of digging through the weeds on a lot of it. GameFi, I mean, when you look at these charts, like and you look at the partners that they're working with, it's like, okay, you know, saying like, do you not buy this? You know, do you not, that's the question at the end of the day. Do you not buy this? And you look at something like Altera, you know, similar situation. And this is why I think like a lot of people are looking at chasing green when there's value, right? There's value in the space. It just pay attention to value. I mean, do you not buy this? It's a very similar situation. It's actually gotten back into the green a little bit here, right? It dipped down into the red actually a little bit right now. But like to me, this is accumulation. That's what this is. Not only is it accumulation, it's showing it from previous pricing being all the way down here, right? And now we've got a floor that's much higher and sustaining above that previous pricing. So to see a spike into the next bull run could be very likely. Doesn't mean we go back to all-time high. Maybe, you know, maybe we go higher, maybe we go lower, but I think there's still value in buying these type of cryptos based on who they're developing with and everything like that. I just think there's validity to the
So
to a lot of Web3 gaming.
are you accumulating this stuff, Will?
Yeah. Actually, I have Altera. I have GameFi. I was actually a little bit weary on GameFi. I'm not gonna lie. But then I started digging and I found, you know, kind of how they're working with Unity and a lot of other real, you know, real companies and stuff like that outside of Web3 gaming. So, I mean, Altera itself, like if you look at it, look at the website. This thing looks amazing. It's got a really solid looking website. Basically, they host a lot of games and stuff like that. Uh, if you look through here, they got a developer's dashboard, docs, Discord. So they got help and everything else. Contact information right here. Products, so marketplace, white label marketplace, Altera Guard, NFT place right here, integration toolkit, staking. Like you can build on their platform. It's a really good platform. This is not a game; it's a platform for hosting games. That's what it is. So think of it like the Steam of crypto, more or less. So it can host a lot of games on here. They have a marketplace for NFTs and everything else. Like there's a lot going on with this. See all the games that they're hosting already currently. Right over here, coming soon. These are all the coming soon games. I mean, they have a lot of stuff going on. Like people are just sleeping on this crypto project. I think it's really good when you look at all the things that they're developing and the different things they're working with. So right here is collections and stuff like that. Pretty cool stuff, man. Altera punks right here. A lot going on with this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, even GameFi, we go over to GameFi. And these are ones I've mentioned before. It's just people always fade me on these things. And then when the bull run comes, it's like, should I buy? It's like we're already at the top of the bull run. What are you smoking? But
Will, is Altera only on BNB?
yes, yes. Altera is only on BNB currently. Which makes it more enticing to your average retailer, if you think about it, right? I don't think Binance Chain goes anywhere, even if Binance itself got crushed. Binance Chain is decentralized. Like you can't kill it.
Seeing that BNB contracts right there is always just a small red flag for me.
It was. I won't lie. Like it was for me for a long time, right? It really, really was. But I'm actually starting to see real development and real developers move to the Binance chain due to affordability. It only makes sense though. Think about it. Are you going to attract, I would say, gamers onto a chain that has potential to ramp for $500 for gas fees and get them to play your game? I mean, if you can answer that question, you already know the answer to it. I would say no. So they're looking at it from a cost perspective to the gamer and cost perspective to themselves. So this is a cheap way to get into it. And why do I think they went BNB's route? I think they went BNB's route not only due to cost but activity, right? BNB I would say has the second to third highest activity on chain for basically transactions and through flow. Like a lot of people utilize BNB, the BNB chain if they're not using Ethereum. It's either Ethereum or BNB. They dev on it, they utilize it, they buy shit coins, they buy altcoins, all that stuff. Those are the two main chains that are being utilized if you look at on-chain activity. So even if you think that BNB now 2020 there was a lot of scams, right? A lot of scams, and most of them came from the BNB chain. 90% of them came from the BNB chain, I would almost argue. But it doesn't mean that real developers can't develop on BNB, right? And these guys, I mean, they're eating the bear market. You know, they are eating the bear market. And I would think that any company, at least in my opinion, any company that would sit down and look at a crypto project, they're not going to put their name on the line to work with these projects if they think they're a scam, right? So there has to be some kind of documentation crossing, some kind of discussion to where they can legitimize the business to Unity to make Unity want to work with them. Does that make sense? This is GameFi right here. I mean, it looks great. Again, another great looking website. A lot of things going on. This is another launchpad hosting, all that stuff. These aren't just games, right? I think individual game names you're taking on risk, right? Because you're depending on the game to succeed. But if you're looking at launch pads and places that host games, then everything that comes onto that platform has potential to bring liquidity. Even if the game fails, the liquidity that was brought will be captured by the launch pad, right? And that's the way I see it. These things are basically just money printers. That's all they are. You could have 1,000 games run through, 10 of them succeed, and 990 of them fail. But at the end of the day, they still got their money. GameFi did. Altura still got their money from these launches. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of the way I look at it.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think the the distaste of the BNB contract on CMC just stems from the last bull run. But obviously, if things are changing with how devs are working with that chain, then
I mean,
that does change things.
I would consider most of these like polychain monsters. I think they're a legitimate coin, legitimate project, right? They were around in 2021. There's a lot in here. Magic
I
Craft,
don't know about polychain monsters, but I
they're
think you
still
got.
around. They're still around, and they did
I mean, a lot of projects are still around with a really nice runway. Will that doesn't mean the thing will ever pump again.
I'm not saying pump. I'm not saying pump, but I'm saying they have activity, right? They have activity. There are people playing their game. There are people buying their NFTs. So it may not ever get back to where it was. Just like Axie Affinity, right? Look on here. Oh, they have Axie Affinity on here, right? You have so many big brand names. Look, Sandbox right here on GameFi, right? These are big names from a bigger perspective.
Those I agree probably are gonna have another run, especially GameFi Metaverse. Like Bobby said, right? The last narrative to run is the first in the next bull, right? But wouldn't you rather than go the polychain monster route and buy something new and shiny than hope?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Obviously, you're not
promoting.
like buying polychain
Yeah,
monsters, or that's not what you said. But yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm just saying when you want to buy something new and shiny.
yeah. I would say so because what I would be doing is I'd be trying to get into IDOs on these platforms, which means you got to
Yeah,
upload your
yeah,
token. And then I would take that, and then dump them on other people's heads who thought they were going to speculate to thousands of X's. And I know that sounds wrong, but that's how these things are done in IDOs, right? If you are buying into an ICO that just dropped, you're more than likely going to go down in price. It's almost guaranteed from launch. Now, can you get an entry into a bull run and have it run up higher? Sure. That's just, again, that's the speculation play. If the speculation's there, it'll bid. If the speculation's not there, it's not going to bid. I don't think Polychain Monster is going to go back to $50 a token like it did in 2021, right? You might get $5 a token, $3 a token, but like that's pretty much it for my thoughts on that. I mean, you got D Race. D Race was another big one too in last cycle. Like these are big
I remember
household
that.
names.
I remember D-Race. Yeah.
Yeah, these are household names on this platform, and when you come over to look at price, like look at this.
Is D-Race the horse racing one?
Yep, it's the
Yeah.
horse racing one, the one everybody was hyped about.
I had some
Alex
buddies who were
Becker.
very into breeding horses on
Yeah, dude, there were so. Dude, those horses were so insanely overpriced. I just
I
started
know.
selling the second they started blowing up. I was like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
What do you guys
Yeah.
think about Robinhood listing some coins that are now securities? And I only say that because they only have a few days before they have to be able to sell all those tokens. So that kind of makes me feel good about a pair trade where you long Bitcoin and short those alts, but maybe they squeeze them because of that. I don't know who in their right mind would be taking on that kind of risk to do that right now, but
I guess if they all get delisted from like, I mean, Coinbase has said they're not going to delist them, right? Like Coinbase is like, we're not delisting anything. We're not stopping adding tokens to our platform. But I think
yeah,
somebody probably like Robinhood would do that.
Coinbase, Chads.
Yeah.
I would say that there's inherent risk for sure, but like I like to buy the risk right now. I'm not worried about it. Like you start dumping the token, I'll start buying the token. Just because I think that's where the state of the market is right now, right? It's every fade is a pump, whereas before it was every pump is a fade. And it's just it's a market shift. That's all it is at the end of the day. And now will it end at some point? Sure. This right here is a list of all
What were some
the
of the
securities.
what were some of the tokens that they came out and said are securities? Like
Matic,
HBAR.
All
Cardano,
of these ones right here. All of
Ooh.
the see all these ones in front of me? Every one of these they said is a security.
I think I'll try my
I
hand
can't see your
trade
screen.
on, to be honest with you.
Hold on, can you guys see the screen?
Don't short Cardano. Don't do it.
No,
Why?
I think Cardano's a
That was
bad fade.
I had so many banger trades shorting Cardano in the fall of 2021.
I
when
know I did too, but just wait. Just wait.
Cardano's drop is done. Like I don't think you're gonna get any more out of
Ooh,
that
I think
space.
that's easy to say about a lot of these things that are never coming back, man.
That's
I,
what. Hey,
a lot of these things are in an accumulation zone, so it's not
yeah,
like super high EV to be shorting them. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we could say it could go deeper, but how much deeper, right? To how much upside? And you know, I'd arguably say you don't have enough downside to really be shorting things right now. At least not in the accumulation zone. At least not in the accumulation zone. Right. If you break the accumulation zone, sure.
the real threat is they bleed against Bitcoin, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
Will, come on, look at my screen. Will, look at my screen.
Who's sharing? I don't. Who's in control of sharing? That's the real question.
I think it's Max, but he's on the a call right now.
Oh, gotcha.
I was just structuring a pair trade. Don't mind me.
Don't mind. He's setting it up to prove me wrong.
Well, I want to be long Bitcoin anyway, and I feel like we're gonna take a stab at 25.8 again. But I do feel like if that's the case, then some of these altcoins are gonna get hammered very, very, very hard.
This guy and the Falcon.
Yeah.
We'll accumulate everything. Nice, Robert.
But I like I like using DYDX for these pair trades just because I get paid.
Oh, Big Tuna wants us to talk about Apple. Can you go to Apple real quick since you're the one with the chart?
Yeah.
And Max is AFK.
I think I have yeah, we got an Apple one here. Okay, what are we at? Wow. Okay, I didn't know we hit 185. He just said talk about Apple.
He wants to know our thoughts. He said he's got puts out on Apple. I haven't looked at it.
What is this?
I think Apple's a fade, bro. 100% think Apple's a fade.
Yeah.
Like look at the monthly. It's a lowering strength into a rising price. Like pull up the monthly real quick on Apple and then look
That's
at the
a 3 month.
RSI
Yeah.
and then look at where price topped. You got an uptrend price, right?
What did I do to my market cipher here? Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, even if we were to call this a double top, RSI is leading the other direction.
Dude, look at the money flow. My goodness gracious. Just unrelenting. Getting a little toppy though, I'll say that.
100%, man. Apple looks like it may collapse at some point in the next decade.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see. This could easily just whoop. Yeah. I mean,
bro, don't fade.
yeah,
Fade
I
the
don't hate shorting
RSI.
Apple. Huh?
Pull the RSI.
Is there a bear div?
Oh, 100% there is. Now it's just when does it play out?
Here, yeah. Big time, big time. I mean it doesn't I like to see a peak first, honestly.
Yeah, but pull the actual RSI up real quick.
It doesn't quite look peak. That is the actual RSI.
I know it is on the cipher. I'm just saying, like pull the RSI though. It looks differently.
No, this is the
Oh, I can't. Okay, I'm just lagging. My bad. I'm watching YouTube.
You must be lagging a lot. Jeez, that was
No,
like
it's. I'm watching YouTube. Hold on. Let me just stop sharing so that way I can see your live.
yeah.
All right, there we go. Yeah, so do the downtrend from like way over on the RSI.
I mean, you're like there.
You're a little
Breakout.
bit over it. You're a little bit over it. It's kind of like you're in it, right? You can
Yeah.
still pull back into it.
I mean, you could still just say this. Like,
But go on the monthly. Go on the monthly.
what am I on? Oh, I'm on the weekly.
Now run it.
Yeah.
No, run it all the way up to the high.
Yeah, there we go.
You got a little bit of room.
I don't like
Little bit of room to the upside.
Why do they give me this MA? There.
Yeah, I always hate when they do that. Do you see right there? You got a little bit of gap between your resistance and you. And that's basically it. So you got a little bit of squeeze left, but that's it.
There you go.
So I mean, it depends on how dated your puts are. Like I would be dating those puts out 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
Based on this, like I would not be trying to fade that like in a week or two.
I would date those puts to like where it looks good. There.
Yep.
January 2025. No,
Yeah.
maybe December. Yeah.
Look at that run on the monthly, bro. Look at the run.
I know.
That's gonna retrace. 100% that's gonna retrace.
Price discovery, bro. Price discovery. No, I know. I agree. I agree. I just can't even get a read on it on the monthly on market cipher. The money flows is too strong. But yeah, I mean, you've been chilling up here for a while.
You're fighting a ceiling, is what you're doing on market cipher. So you're fighting the freaking ceiling.
Let's see.
RSI on the monthly, you're near the top.
1272.
It's a good spot. It depends on how dated you are, really, to be honest with you.
There's no point even pulling out fibs on it. It's at all-time highs.
Yep.
About here, yeah. You can find support at the August high last year.
Yeah, good luck fighting
You
that.
got highest volume candle on it.
All you'll be doing is you'll be sitting there hitting your head against this. You'll be trapped.
Yeah.
You'll be trapped between those two zones.
You can find.
That's what you'll do. That's exactly what you'll do if you do that.
What's gonna happen. So that's why I don't buy puts that are gonna burn you if we just get this.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
Cash those out right here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I treat Apple kind of like SPY. It's not something I'm willing to hold for like some massive move to the downside or upside. It just get your profit, get in, get out. It's just not worth the effort of holding on these.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to try to top ticket, you could here, but like I would want to see some more like at least on market cipher too, like some lower highs and some curvature on the money flow. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Like you see like this kind of curvature. Or
Honestly, money flow looks very
highs.
manipulated on where it's sitting at because like you come down like you're gonna roll down and you roll right back up again.
Yeah, you gotta. This is just you get chopped trying to short all of it because it looked like it wanted to and it picked and it picked and it picked. Yeah. So
And that I don't think that's pure inflows. I think there is some manipulation of price there on Apple.
yeah, for sure.
But there are some passive flows that are coming in that are keeping that afloat, but like definitely some manipulation and buy dips type scenarios.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for a heavy fade, look for something that's like mid cap, low cap, that's setting at like ridiculous pricing.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see.
Like
That's
people gotta
such an
stop shorting the
organized
big
trading
shit.
view you have, Will.
What's that?
Such an organized trading view you have.
What do you mean?
Stocks.
Oh, stocks.
Oh, this is mine.
Yeah, that's his. That's Tucker's.
Oh, there's definitely some OCD that went into that.
Oh, big time.
Giant
OCD.
list. I've got a positions list where I try to keep it condensed for only the tickers I'm following. Otherwise, I just know I'm gonna like I know myself. I need to fixate on like the same subset of data, or I'm gonna end up missing out on my trade.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
pull
positions one are just ones that I'm like actually
pull up 1 inch.
1 inch. Shit. Wow. Doesn't
Bro.
look like a scam. This looks like a rug, bro.
Bro.
Bro,
It
don't buy
looks
that.
so bad.
A calculated rug.
Don't buy any DeFi where the ETH pair is clearly just headed perpetually to zero.
Yeah, bro. That's why I have these ETH pairs here. Like,
Do you have a look at the DeFi ETH chart? I was looking at that this week. It's one of the things that's going in my write up. It looks horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And tell me, ask yourself where that bottoms. Genuinely speaking, I don't know. Where does that?
my goodness.
Where does that bottom?
I mean, it fell below support for sure. It's definitely done. If you were to draw a trend line straight up at an angle, you fell way below support.
Looks
Where's my
massively
$11?
cooked to me, man. That doesn't mean DeFi is dead, but DeFi 1.0 is not coming back, man. Not for a
Yeah.
while.
You even came back and retested it,
Yeah.
rejected.
I know. Boom, boom, straight down.
Man, that looks bad.
It was
Looks
the
real
best of
bad.
times.
Oh, what is
It
that?
was the worst of time. That's DeFi ETH.
What did I miss? I left for 10 minutes and oh, look at that.
This is why I'm so bullish
Look
on
at
Bitcoin
that.
and ETH, Max. Like everything is headed to zero against Bitcoin and ETH.
Look, but look at Aave, bro. Not gonna lie. Aave looks good.
Or Aave USD.
What does
Aave
Aave
USD.
ETH look like? Yeah.
I don't see Aave ETH.
Oh man, new low.
It's already done. It can't go any
Oh.
lower than that, man.
No. Every DeFi ETH chart ever has said it can't go any lower, and then it does. Look at Maker ETH,
Look at Aave USDT.
MKR ETH. This is the future of every DeFi token.
Yeah, it's
Turn off-
it's the
turn
same
off-
thing. It's
log
floor.
off. Yeah, turn log on. Turn log on.
Turn log on.
There is 0 point to hold anything.
Zero.
Other than Bitcoin. You could maybe speculate on ETH.
Wait.
This one's the worst.
Oh, look at the
Bro. I'll tell you this. Look, I always tell people when they ask me about Chainlink, I'm like, just don't buy it.
I had a friend
Wait,
who
how
rounded
dare
Like, you got so many
$2
better things to
back
buy
to
than.
5.
Bro, how dare you? Look at this year-long.
Hey, Ben Cohen's in the chat. He said Bitcoin dominance to the moon.
Yes.
It is.
And you're
It's
both
blowing up,
posting
man.
Bitcoin dominance earlier on the
Look
stream.
at this beautiful accumulation. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean that's accumulating to go lower. That's what it's doing.
Yeah, dude, I
Yeah.
wouldn't touch Chainlink, man. That's dead, man. Completely dead.
Sergey dumped on you.
No, I know.
You could
I just
maybe
love
trade the
marine
you could
meme.
trade the perpetual range and literally just scalp Chainlink between $4 and $8 for the rest of eternity.
Bro,
Yeah, like
look at
isn't
ADA
this fun?
BTC.
Oh
Huh?
man,
ADA
Ada.
BTC.
Bet it looks rough. Oh god,
It broke support, bro. It's
I
gonna
love
go
that. Being
down.
that's my fair trade.
Oh man, that looks bad.
Yeah, that does look bad.
What does Matic BTC look like?
Oh,
Cliff dwelling.
Oh man,
Oh, that's gonna go deep.
good. Matic is awful. I hate Matic.
Even if it comes back to support, man, that's still way down there. Holy moly.
Bro, I bought Matic last June. Right here. And I have the receipts to prove it. It was
Wow.
fantastic. I literally, it was such a fluke too. I just looked at the market and I was like, yeah, I'll buy some of that.
He's like falling off a cliff. Sure, let me get
Yeah.
it.
I
was like,
remember I remember when Matic bounced to like 60, 70 cents. My first thought was, holy shit, Matic went all the way down to 30 cents.
Oh my god, bro. Algorand's about to recapture its lows on the wick.
You gotta hold that. Wait,
Oh,
Algo? I know somebody was asking about that.
bro,
The
like
other-
look at it on a monthly. Yeah, it's gonna recover its lows. 100%.
Did it sweep yet?
Nah, I didn't even really look at this the other day, but yeah, I think Max was right on that.
Sweep 10 cents.
yeah,
No,
it's
bro.
like,
I got it coming down to like, yeah, right, like 9 cents. Yeah.
yeah, if you can you draw a horizontal ray on that lowest wick there, Tucker? Someone was asking about that in the in the Discord, and I was like, I mean, it's in a perpetual bleed, but truthfully, if you wanted to spec it a little bit and just try to buy it on a sweep of that low, and if you're bullish on the project, it's like that's probably the area for a bounce, you know? But again, you're kind of buying something that's like just completely bleeding out right now. Probably
I
not
would
at the
look at
best
it on a
time
monthly,
too.
bro.
And of course, it goes back to like the Bitcoin dominance discussion we were just having. It's like it doesn't make sense to hold anything other than Bitcoin right now. Truthfully, maybe Ethereum if you wanted to spec on it, but yeah, I mean, you're
I wouldn't
taking a
even hold
gamble.
Ethereum, bro. Like, it looks like only BTC with the way this is looking.
I think both have pretty good arguments for like why capital will flow into them. You know, people will naturally look at Bitcoin as, you know, all the ultimate sign of value within crypto, but on a higher time frame, you have to think about like why would money flow into ETH? All this money in garbage layer ones for starters, and then everything that's already on chain is probably going to eventually flow back into ETH. So
Yeah.
I think there's bullish cases for both, quite frankly.
How
Oh
about
my!
BNB ETH?
Look at AMP USDT.
I don't know the best.
All I see on that chart, Tucker, is a huge absence of volume in like that early 2021 markup that needs to get backfilled, my friend.
Doesn't
Yeah, I don't
need
even.
backfill, Max. Does it?
Yeah, it does.
I hope it doesn't. I
That
hope it
huge
doesn't.
inefficiency in the chart right there in 2021.
Yeah.
Yep.
No man.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but it never, never occurred. Even
Hey,
in
that's a
2020.
fallacy, Will. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it won't happen.
Yeah, I know. Somebody wants MPL and Soul. Do MPL and Soul. No, MPL.
Oh, MPL is a separate token, Maple.
Yeah.
Soul.
No, not Soul
Separate-
Pair.
Maple
just
USD. Yeah.
Maple US. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you said MPL Soul.
What's the RSI look like on that? Actually, I mean, it's got a little bit of money
I thought
flipped
about
on
buying this
on the
on the
top
first
side,
one.
bro. Like when you look, no, what you had there was good.
Dude, that's not what I meant to click.
Yeah. Just use the Fu Manchu. Actually, that looks better.
Fu Manchu is garbage, Will, and I will accept nothing less than the OG.
Tucker,
bro.
pull up
The
Fu
O-
Manchu.
you're on the top end. There's no money flow. Like, I don't know, man.
Well, this
Like,
is like the weekly. Like, wait, what'd you say, Max?
I was gonna say pull up Fu Manchu over Market Cipher. I want to see how close it is.
oh, it's
Okay,
really
first of
freaking
all,
close.
First of all,
Oh boy.
it looks. Oh, I already have the divergences one.
Yeah, it's B. It's B.
Get this thing off of here.
Who is asking for Soul?
Wait,
It's Mike T.
Be careful, man. Like,
Soul?
take a shower. Take a shower.
Take a cold shower.
Start again.
Oh,
I'm taking up the mantle as the king soul flutter. I'm bringing that back.
here we go. Hey,
What
that money
this
flow is
looks like
dropping though
garbage.
on Maple.
You can judge for yourself. Which one looks better?
It's the Vimentia.
No, it's not.
Bro, it's the same peaks and valleys. You can ignore money flow and you're good.
No, you can't ignore money flow.
I mean, no, but Fu Manchu, it's still reading positive money flow, even if it's upside down. The yellow is
what is money flow even measuring? Like, what is that? It's not actually measuring like exchange flows
inflow
or
of money.
anything.
No, it's literally inflow of liquidity to the token. That's what it's measuring.
No, no, it's not. That's definitely like some sort of oscillator. There's no way it's actually measuring like actual inflows and outflows of money.
So think of it like this: like you know, you have a volume candle, and you have
Mhm.
buys and sells that exist in that volume candle.
Yeah.
It's basically picking up buy volume as being more positive than sell volume.
It's legit, Max. It's
Yeah,
legit.
it does work. There are actually money flow indicators too that just pick up dollars, right? And they'll tell you if you're positive or negative. And how you can verify is you can look at the candle, right? If the volume candle is green and you got positive money flow, then it makes sense. If your volume candle is red and you got positive money flow, it doesn't make sense.
What on earth is that indicator, man?
Dude, I don't know. I'm getting rid of all this garbage. So Fu Manchu is an attempt to copy Market Cipher. It's just
The yellow is green inflow, even if it's upside down.
this is
All right.
just
Doesn't look that bad,
eliminate
honestly.
everything but money flow.
What's the
Okay.
case for Maple? Like, what's going to encourage capital rotation to it? Because I will say, I think that kind of looks like the FXS chart
Well,
for one, but and I think there are a lot of charts that look floored that have no incentive to pump again for a long time. Or if they do pump again, what are the odds they outperform Bitcoin? I think that's an important question to be asking yourself.
I would say this, regardless of anything else in the chart, right? If we're just looking at this chart for what it is, just volume against candles. Look at the volume area where it's been floating and previous volume. You guys see that?
I mean, this is on CoinEx, okay? So
Dude, I just
I
can't
mean,
even personally
I'm just
entertain
saying, like-
buying anything other than Bitcoin here. Like, it just doesn't even make sense if we're about to move up. Like,
No, I know. Yeah, I'm not
It's
saying
gotta
to
be
buy
like,
altcoins either. I'm just saying the
For me, it's
volume's
gotta
there.
be
That's
like
all I'm
an
saying.
isolated market on chain or a narrative that I can potentially see outperforming. Otherwise, there are a lot of charts, like I said, that look absolutely floored, but do I think they'll outperform Bitcoin? I don't know.
All right, let's do Sol real quick. You want to see it physically.
Sol USDT.
Sol USDT.
I think this one's going to go down to 14 or 16 before it bounces.
All right. Sold to $400. So Snorlax said 14 to 13.
But if we get 14, 13, I still think we can trade like 60 or 70 on Sol again. You got that huge FEG above us, but personally, I think they're just going to be better bets. Although, if Sol does rip to 70, it's probably going to be a pretty hot play when it does that.
Hey Tucker, what's that Fu Manchu look like?
Garbage.
Tucker's just mad he bought Market Cipher and now it's free.
No, I'm not mad I bought it. I got it 4 years ago, bought the lifetime. It paid itself back in like a month. Okay. It is worth it.
All right.
Turn on the whole thing.
Fine.
NFA.
Okay.
Trust. Just
Where's-
trust.
Turn on the whole thing so we can see volume.
Oh. Wait, the whole thing what? Just look at the money flow. Look at the money flow difference. This just looks like garbage.
It's
but-
the same. It's literally go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
hang on. I mean, you want to see this thing. So you get the curvature better on Market Cipher, right? You want to see the curvature.
Oh, the curvature. Let me tell
Yeah,
you something about the
Curvature is what
curvature.
it's all about.
Tucker, what do you know about curvature, man? It's flat as a
No.
pancake.
That's true.
Like,
well,
that
if
looks
you
like
look,
it's going to do what Bitcoin did, where it makes a new low. I'm not saying Sol's going to make a new low, but it dipped deeper. And then it made a high above the August 22 high, which, for Sol would probably be like 12 to $14 back up to 60 or 70. And then I think it's probably going to begin a much longer accumulation phase.
yeah, it could very well revisit
Yeah.
those lows too. I think the way it looks.
The entire move up was a squeeze,
Yeah.
It wasn't authentic demand. It was just blowing out
blowing out shorts.
Perps. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you could see it too because it basically just came up, hit
mean,
resistance on the previous consolidation and pulled back again. So yeah, it's definitely accumulating at this higher range, but could definitely revisit the lows on that.
I will continue to FUD Sol until morale until morale reaches a point where I'm like, okay, I'll buy some Sol.
Is that at 250?
Oh man,
I would buy Sol.
I still don't think Sol's ever going to reach all time high again.
Well, here's the thing.
but-
I had people in like the $200 range. Like they bought it at like $20, $30, or like at $200, or like, man, it's gonna go to 500, 600. I'm like, dude, just sell it. Like
No.
it's over. I'm like, you guys are so high on Sol.
There was
you were talking like thousands of X's.
There was a point in
Easiest
time.
way to
Sorry, I was gonna say there was a point in time where I thought Solana was gonna go to $1,000 next cycle, but I think that was, of course, contingent upon FTX remaining in existence, with Sam kind of being their big pusher.
I could see that if FTX was still around.
people want to talk about the Sol community, which is basically just a bunch of as one of my smart friends phrased it, a bunch of 16-year-olds dealing $50 NFTs back and forth, and they call it community. They call it community. Who's pumping the token? Look at AVAX. I mean, like, I love AVAX. It's my favorite layer one tech of any of them by far. And you talk about like seamlessly using it. I love it. But when they lost Suzu, lifeless. Who's going to pump Sol? When they have somebody who's going to take up the mantle to pump that token, I'll get back on board. Until then, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to be super bullish on a higher time frame for Solana, especially because people like to meme it. Fully diluted value is not a meme in a bear market, only a meme in a bull market. And for Solana to eclipse its previous all-time high, it will have to be a greater market capitalization than before because of the emissions that it's already experienced. So
And they want to see APT.
APT, the new Sol.
Craptos.
Oh, wow.
Craptos. I forgot that's what I used to call it.
Yeah, you used to. I remember when it first came out, you were interested in trading it, and you're like, Craptos. That's the funniest thing.
Bro, that thing looks done. Oh my
God.
Fill the wick.
I mean, if you bet on Aptos, you should probably bet on Solana. They're like the same thing.
Yep. Completely agree. And Solana's already had the run, so
You've got this little consolidation here. You got to hold here, basically. You're coming down here.
Are you saying Atos is the new Bitcoin, Tucker?
You got to, yeah, definitely.
It looks pretty good. AVAX.
Dude, Edward in the chat, our boy Edward just said, I bought Sol at 10 cents and sold it at 30 cents. Biggest fumble. Went to 300.
No.
Me with Pepe.
Yeah, all of us with Pepe. Mostly you, but yes.
That's bottom to me, man. I mean, maybe it goes a little bit lower, but also the better question, who's gonna pump that token? Who's gonna pump that token?
AVAX can get pumped.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
What chat market maker is pumping AVAX, man? Because they had some banger announcements earlier this year with Amazon, so that were like, actually, if you had a market maker, you probably sending that thing 40-50% in a day off of an Amazon announcement like the one that AVAX had, and it just looks flat.
I'm telling you, CZ and BNB are just the beginning of these centralized exchanges manipulating their tokens. Just saying.
Oh, I mean, yeah, all these tokens are When the exchange holds most of the supply of these tokens, it's very easy to manipulate price.
Mm-hmm.
We have TradingView telling us that there are 3 cryptos that are better buys than Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Which ones are those? Pull
But
those
yeah, I
up.
want to know what are they?
Yeah,
XMR, AVAX, and Sol.
What?
bro. These people are freaking high.
Who wrote this
They've got
article?
investments in all 3 of them.
I can see the fundamental case for XMR. The other two is just like, what are you talking about, man? Have you looked at the charts?
Yeah.
Tucker, who wrote that article?
Oh, that's a good question.
They said fundamental.
Investor
this-
plays. I don't know who.
All right, we got to look up and find out who those people are, and
Investor
make sure we
plays.
ban
Chris
them on
McDonald. Chris McDonald has a
Okay.
position in ETH and Sol.
Twitter. He
Oh,
has
he's-
a
he's
he
a
has a
VC.
position.
He's a VC, that's why.
He's an MBA.
Yeah, his Solana unlock is 6 months from now, so he's trying to pump price before then.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, when is the next big Sol unlock? That's probably something to pay attention to, Max.
I actually don't know. But I did
Let me
meet
look
a
it
guy locally here who I think it was in their agreement they like couldn't sell their soul for like 3 years from the time they got it. And they basically wrote it from
No.
like literally 0 cents. Like they got in at like nothing. Wrote it all the way to all-time high, and now they're still in it and can't sell it. I was like, dude, you should have gotten on some perp exchanges and just shorted the crap out of it and created like a synthetic sell. Why did you ride that thing all the way down? Oh, look at Charles. What a
Hey,
guy.
you know what's funny though? Remember I was sitting there telling you guys I got an FUV. Look at FUV.
F what?
FUV.
What?
182. 182 boys.
Can
I got
devs
it
do something?
124.
Devs do something.
We need the
Zoom in
devs to do
real.
something. Can devs do anything?
Pull up the Boo Manchu. Let's see it. He's gonna hate that I keep calling it.
Blue Manchu's garbage. Well,
Pull it up.
Triple top.
Look at that run. Look at that
breakdown.
run, bro.
The
Well, I'm
next
over here
big
banking.
Sol unlock is in July.
It's looking good.
Look at that money flow. Look at that money flow.
Though there is an absolutely massive Solana token unlock in 2025, though. Good God.
Isn't
If
shouldn't
that
that
doesn't
be
send the
illegal?
price to 0 in 2025, I don't know what will. It's like relative to the rest of them, it's huge.
That guy came on TradingView, basically told people to buy something that he's heavily invested in,
Yep.
and then if that's not market manipulation through TradingView, I don't know what is. And he's literally saying it's better than Bitcoin.
He disclosed his positions.
Oh, click on that Klima chart, Will. Let's get some memories going. Oh man. Oh man. This is like the best time of my life, Fork season.
Yeah, you know, I got what is Oma stablecoin legitimately now, or is it?
Yes,
Legitimately.
yes, but they diversify their holdings so they're less stable at times, and they literally bought ETH at the Pico top.
You remember?
They bought ETH at the Pico top.
Remember this? Frax.
This is a stable coin. You're looking at FXS that you're thinking of.
Oh yeah.
I like FXS actually for the next, if we ever have a DeFi revival, we need a decentralized stable coin. I kind of like this one, but I like it closer to $2.
Yeah.
Look at XTM.
XTM. Like USDT.
USDT.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh shit. That was the wrong one.
That's right.
We go KuCoin over Mexi.
Thanks.
Oh my god. Promising.
Hey, look at volume though. Look at volume on that.
Yeah. People are buying it on KuCoin.
But look at the volume since the drop. Since the very beginning of the drop. Like if you were to draw a line all the way across that,
What do you mean the
got
drop?
people
The
buying
entire chart is a drop.
no,
What is it?
I'm talking about from left to right.
What
If you
is
look-
it? Why are people buying it, Will?
Look at
I see
the
what you're seeing. I see it.
There you
volume
go.
showing up as prices coming down, but still.
And the bags are heavy on that thing if you look at it.
Clearly.
all these people,
Clearly.
all these people up here are gonna dump on you as soon as they get to
Bro.
break even.
So Torum is a social media app on crypto. And you got NFT marketplaces, avatar NFTs, decentralized finance, social, so on and so forth. It's pretty crazy. You look it up.
That
But
was a
it's
big
completely
I'm
obliterated.
gonna buy VeChain again, bro. This one
I
is
know.
headed to zero in Bitcoin for sure.
Where did I buy it?
You guys want to see the biggest boom in crypto for 2025?
I bought it. I bought VeChain like right here,
Relax, look at it.
and then I sold it right here.
Look up XRP.
The pair to trade with Vet, by the way, is Cardano, is VETADA.
Why?
I don't know. They just rotate. It's like the same pool of capital. You have to craft a synthetic pair.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Look up XRP.
No, you got it.
No, I got it.
All right. Yeah.
Or did you mean the market caps?
I think it's the market caps. It doesn't really matter. But I mean, it's basically the same pool of capital that's rotating back and forth between the two. That's why there's, no breakout either direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we are getting into time here, guys. If we I want to see what Will had for the token that he thinks is going to moon, and then we can close out the show, because I know we have a market talk show later today. And then next Monday, we're going to be debuting a brand new show that we've got coming for you guys. We're really pretty excited about it. And quite frankly, there is absolutely nothing like it on YouTube yet. So we are, I'm really excited to be debuting that. We'll have more details in the Discord over the weekend. And I imagine on Twitter as well, we'll probably put out some sort of statement.
I'm really excited about this one. We were talking about it last night, and it just really came together nicely. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be really entertaining.
All right, Will, what you got for me?
I was only joking.
No.
I was
Then.
I was gonna pull up XRP and just mess with you guys, but
XRP looks bullish, man. If you're accumulating anything, that looks.
I mean, I would say Nakamoto Games looks bullish. Just saying. And I think a lot of people slept on that one. NAKA.
I mean, you're somewhere in here, right?
If XRP,
I think we're curling up. We're in the curl up phase of accumulation. To me personally,
no, we are.
I would agree with that. I mean, if XRP got screwed last bull market, I kind of view it as beach ball underwater. Like, they never got their pump. If they get this SEC lawsuit behind them, they're gonna pump. They're gonna double or triple in 2 days.
If you were to scroll all that together on the month or on the weekly, you're looking at a W formation. That's it. If you're looking at a recapture of all-time high.
I hear you.
It doesn't look bad.
So if you're to draw a W from there,
yeah.
Yep, that's basically what you're looking at, and you're gonna come right back down from that. A lot of people are gonna be expecting more. All those people trapped at the top up there, they're gonna sell into you. 100%, they're gonna sell into you. They've been trapped for years.
It's very interesting to me that the volume on XRP was so much larger in 2021 for less of a top.
Well, it washed out a lot of the sell volume. That's what W's typically do, right?
Well, this is Bitstamp.
A lot of people end up selling out their positions, and when they end up selling out their positions, then it ends up, washing a lot of that out. No, but Bitstamp is true, bro. Like that is what it is. Like, I don't know what one you're using right now, but Bitstamp has the longest standing volume.
I'm gonna look at the volume profile on it later, because I feel like with so much volume around the 2021 pump, it's probably going to give a pretty actionable signal about the best place to enter. Anchor it to the start of the super high volume. So
what's Bitstamp's history? Go back to Bitstamp.
You want Bitstamp?
Yeah, go back to that one. Because I'm pretty sure Bitstamp has more history.
No, it does.
Yeah, I
It-
just
yeah.
going off the volume.
See right there.
I'm
Now
gonna take it from like this volume.
You put it in log mode. Okay.
Looks pretty interesting to me, man.
Kind of like it, honestly.
What if you anchor it from the first big run up? That first big gap up, yeah.
that's the real money maker.
Oh
Holy
Yeah,
man.
retest.
Oh man.
Right on top
Gotta
of the
break
value
out the
area.
retest.
Yeah.
The only problem would be the stop loss. It's literally like 60% lower.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
want to
fair.
buy some though, looking at that. I wish I could buy some on ETH, but I'm probably gonna have to go to some centralized exchange to buy some.
Ooh.
It looks good though. Like if you take it off log, that's a W all day.
Yeah.
That's all time. That's all time high. Easy.
Well, I mean, personally, for me, I'm obviously rooting for XRP. I never thought I would ever say that. I remember in the bull run in 2020 when I was like, oh, well, XRP is underperforming. I don't care about XRP, yada, yada, yada. Now it's like, first, I didn't say anything because they didn't come for me and I wasn't, yada, yada, yada. Or I was Bitcoin maxi, then they did come for me, yada, yada. And I think if you are rooting against Ripple, then I mean, it's hard to really call yourself a believer in the space for starters, even if you consider yourself a Bitcoin maxi, because if you don't think that they're going to use every case they can to impose as much regulation, or successful cases, that is, to impose regulation on ETH and Bitcoin, I think you're crazy. So big Ripple maxi as far as this case goes. Chart looks good too. So I'm glad we got to talk about that, guys. Glad we got to talk about everything that we did today. Like I said,
Before
next.
we go, let's do one more.
Oh man,
Just do Naka in AKA. That's it, and we can go.
Oh.
what the hell?
All I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. Look at volume.
Hang on. Yeah, we need log.
That does
Log
look
is required.
I mean, that doesn't look good.
What's the bull case for this?
Again, another gaming platform that hosts other games.
What's the market cap?
The setup on a lot of these are nuts.
The market cap. Ooh, the market cap's already over $1 billion, man.
Mhm. It's that don't mean it doesn't have upside.
Oh wait, no, the market cap's 21 million.
Yeah, these
That's
things,
$1 billion for this thing. I've never heard of. No way.
all of these ones I mentioned today, like all the gaming platforms are all like 21 million to 40 million. They're all really good looking.
Now this is an interesting one for sure. Well, thanks for putting this on my radar. But yeah, no. I guess we can go ahead and wrap up. Yeah, really exciting show coming on Monday, starting next week. Maybe not Monday, but definitely starting next week, depending on Market Talk schedule. We'll give you guys more details via Discord and via Twitter. Like I said, there's absolutely nothing like what we're going to be trying to be doing on the interwebs right now, and I think you guys are going to potentially really enjoy it. So yeah, we will be back for Market Talk this afternoon with King Wabi. Our guest is, let
I
me
think it's
get
HUD
it.
8.
Yes, HUD 8, who was at Bitcoin Miami. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed or took something away from the charts that we presented today. And of course, we'll be back on Monday sharing more of them, hopefully with a more active crypto market than the one right now. But hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday, and we'll check back in for Market Talk.
And please like the video